Extra. Put this buckle up. I got you. I got you, Mateo. I got you, Mateo. No, boy. Let's see. ¿Cómo es esto? ¿Así? Damon, how are you, Damon? Damon, I got some information from Sweet Kick Kino that's gonna knock your socks off and blow your hair back. Oh, what happened to my camera? Hey guys, what's going on here? They're doing a sabotage on me. I don't know what happened here. There's something is wrong here. Something is wrong. What's going on here? I don't know what happened here, guys. Help me out. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable, like, messing with my stand. I don't know what's going on with him. I think it's better now, right? Sweet. You guys, man, you guys make me laugh, When I'm having a bad day at the office, I just come here and I blow steam, I told my wife, I'm gonna go see my shrink, and she just laughs at me. She just laughs at me. Oh, I told the kids in the office, I'm gonna go see a shrink. Leave me alone. I go. Oh my God. Sweet Kid Kino messing with our stand. Unbelievable. I like that. Let me see what we have here. So we have that. We have that. Oh man, guys, made me laugh. Ya lo estoy poniendo ya aquí. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market up show. The greatest watch market update show. Sweet Kikino always tries to bring the best. What these Muppets dealers won't dare to tell you, we will, right? We will. And before I get into all that, Sweet Kikino has given me instructions that at the beginning of our live podcast, he wants me to say that if you guys want to supporters, soportarlo, ¿verdad? Supporters, supporters in any shape, form, way, you can give us a thumbs up, a like. You can give us you can subscribe to our channel, all that good stuff. And, and you're supporting the channel that way, because we work hard to bring you, real knowledgeable information, we work real hard, and so the least you guys can do is, give us the thumbs up, the thumbs up, and, you know, and, and subscribe to the channel, because this is the #1 channel there is in the world. There's nobody like us, no matter what they tell you. We're #1. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to also tell you something else. There's a lot of people out there, like I'm telling you, that the content has disappeared, and they're only doing now reels, 45-second reels, 60-second reels, and your favorite platform, TikTok, and all that good stuff, we have this gentleman that I always talk about him in a very special, nice way. I'm talking about, Toupee Wigman, Toupee Wigman, Toupee Wigman is unbelievable, It's the gentleman that wears the wig, Toupee Wigman. He wears flower shirts, ripped jeans, pink shoes, green belt, flower shirts. Drives a Ferrari, and he's worth like $400 million, maybe 500. Maybe he's half a billionaire. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, this man has done many crossovers. Has done a lot of crossovers. He sells watches. He sells watches with his other two silent partners. The two. At the night at the Roxbury brothers, one is small, one is tall, one is dumb, one is smart, and he did that. He sells watches. Then he did a crossover to selling real estate, and then because things are bad, the watch business is dead. And then I said real estate, right? The crossover to real estate, houses and all that good stuff. Unbelievable. And then he did a crossover to selling, Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons, those super Mercedes-Benz, the G. I don't know how you call them, ¿Cómo se llama el Mercedes-Benz ese? La guaguita. Sí, como el station wagon. He did that, and then he's doing something now that I'm in total shock. Now he's pushing and gambling on you people, the G-Wagon, there you go, the G-Wagon, there you go. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Overrated, unbelievable, and now he's pushing chips, and slot machines and all that stuff, It's unbelievable, that guy. He really is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen, Where credit is due, and I'm just letting you know what he's doing. This man has done every crossover you can think of, Se llama el G-Wagon. El G-Wagon, no la guagua, no el van, not a van. Say it's a van. So it's unbelievable. So anyway, he's doing that. So I want you guys to know what he's doing, because tough times are here to stay, Tough times are here to stay. Don't ever forget that. I also want you guys to remember this catchphrase that no other than Sweet Kid Kino came up with it. And it goes like this, ladies and gentlemen, Remember this always. Grifters of a feather, grift together. Sweet Kid Kino wanted me to say that, so I'm just saying it, okay? Lo voy a decir una vez más. Grifters of a feather, grift together. Don't forget that one, right? Because today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about grifting, the grifters. There you go, Say it like it is. You know, this is the channel that says the truth. We're number one. We've been chosen as the number one watch market update show by no other than Fudinki. Okay? So don't forget, grifters of a feather, grift together. Sweet Kino came up with that one, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I got something special today lined up for you in behalf of Sweet Kino to me, Joaquin to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, people have asked me this question many, many times. They have asked me always, what's a harder business to get involved in the watch? You know, the watch business, what's harder? You know, they ask me modern watches or vintage watches. You know, modern watches, you know, watch dealers, and vintage watch dealers. Unbelievable. Sweet Kino's a brain. To be a modern watch dealer, you have to be, because these guys are all flim flammers, hoodwinkers, hucksters. You know, they fleece people. So to be a modern, modern watch dealer, you have to be a catch me if you can level watch dealer. You know, catch me if you can. You know, the movie, Catch Me If You Can. You know, watch level dealer. That's modern watch dealer. Check this out. You know, check this out. To be a vintage watch dealer, you have to be Bernie Madoff watch level dealer. You know, Bernie Madoff, the guy that took, I don't know, like $100 billion, you know. People were pawning their Picassos and everything when they went crazy. There was no money, you know, that guy, Bernie Madoff, you know. So you have to be in the vintage watch business, you have to be a Bernie Madoff watch level dealer. You cannot be in the vintage business and be a catch me if you can watch level dealer, you know? And if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, if you don't understand, you Google it, you know? You Google what is catch me if you can, and you Google Bernie Madoff. Two different animals. Papi, to be in the vintage world is two different animals. You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. These people, this is a different story, guys. These people are on a different level, man. If you are a vintage watch dealer, I'm telling you, Papi, you gotta be Bernie Madoff level. You know, that mountain. You know, lose wife, lose sons. They don't care. That level. And that's the level that I'm telling you that vintage watch dealers are at. That level. So that, I hope that answers your question about modern watch dealers and vintage watch dealers. You heard it first here. I'll repeat you again. Modern watch dealers are catch me if you can watch level dealers, and vintage watch dealers are Bernie Madoff watch level dealers. Papi, two different animals, man. They're scary. Vintage watch dealers are scary. All of them. All of them. I'm gonna dare to say today. I think I'm, my height is 6'3". On a real good day, I could be 6'4". And I'm not proud to say that I'm weighing like 248, 250, right? But these watch dealers, vintage watch dealers, Bernie Madoff watch level dealers, for some reason, They're all small. I'm telling you, they're all small. Chiquito con cojones. No te metas aquí, no. No te metas. No te metas. No te metas. Yo sé lo que estoy hablando. No me digas que no. They're all small. Very petite. Average height. 5'8", you know? 5'8", 5'7", 5'6". Unbelievable. Let me tell you how good these people, these vintage watch dealers are. The Italian super collector, listen and learn. The Italian super collector, Sandro, you know? You don't know who Sandro is? You Google it. I'm only going to give you the name Sandro. The rest, you look for it. I do too much work for you guys for free. And what do I get in return? This. But I'm going to give you the name. Sandro. The Italian super collector Sandro, he sold a fake Rolex Cosmograph Yachtmaster to an unsuspectingly fellow collector. Listen and learn. Listen and learn. For $2 million. $2 million. The Italian super collector. You remember this, huh? Bobby, tell them who I am. Tell them who I am. Tell them all who I am. Bobby, I know too much. I know gangsters. I'm telling you. 2 million maracas. 2 million. Unbelievable. And he had the most high-end. If you don't know this, you're going to know it today. The most high-end fake watch dials. I'm going to dare to say Rolex dials are made. Are you ready for this? Does anybody know where? I mean high-end, high-end. They're made in Italia. In Italia. No. This is, this is like, I'm telling you, these vintage people are like Bernie Madoff watch level. The guy sold super collector, supersonic Sandro, sold a Rolex Cosmograph Yachtmaster with a fake Conoco dial for $2 million. If you don't believe me, buy his book. I bet you didn't even know that he even has a book. I come to drop knowledge here for free, papi. These people will never dare to tell you what I tell you. And you know why I tell you? Porque yo tengo tremendas pelotas. Tremendos pelotones. You understand me? Tremendos pelotones. I tell you. Because you need to know this. Because I'm going to be stepping down at 10. Done. You remember when he went like this in the movie? You know who that was? You don't know who that was, right? That was the guy, from Casino. The guy from the movie Casino. That's it. Give Nikki 10, no more. Okay, enough of that. These guys do the best now. And that guy is unbelievable. That guy over there, Sandro. He has an unbelievable book. And he'll show you all the pictures of all the flim-flamming that went on, Because these people are monsters, ladies and gentlemen. And you might be thinking, why is he talking about, vintage watches? Well, let me explain to you why. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman that I call him Little Raccoon Eyes. Little raccoon eyes. Should I say it one more time? Little raccoon eyes. And he is a vintage watch dealer. That's right. Little raccoon eyes. It's unbelievable. And let me tell you something. This little raccoon eyes has done some incredible things. You know, he's best buddies with the likes of Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. You know, you understand me? Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. He's besties. You know? Remember what I told you in the start of the show. Grifters of a feather grift together. You understand me? Put it up there. Put it up there. Put it up there. Put it up there so they can see it. Grifters of a feather grift together. And this gentleman that I call Little Raccoon Eyes, he's a self-proclaimed expert in vintage watches. And he is best friends with no other than Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, and he is also another good friend. Another good friend. Let me tell you, this is unbelievable. I keep on telling you, grifters of a feather grift together. Ustedes son unos sapos. Unos sapos. Right now, I have 30 organic Watch Channel subscribers looking at this, and I have 8 thumbs up. Can you believe that? And the knowledge that I'm dropping on you people right now, this is unbelievable. This is like an outbreak, you know? Remember the movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman? This is like an outbreak, what I'm telling you right now. But that's how it is. That's how it is. Kino, no dan una peseta, no me dan un thumbs up, no me dan un subscribe, y se pone ahí como unos gilipollas. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Pero qué es eso, Kino? Toma un poquito de agua, dame la boca, dame la boca. And then they get embarrassed when I tell them they're 30, they go away because they get scared, you know? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know what I'm trying to say, Damon. You know what I'm saying. Because Damon understands what I'm dropping is a bomb. A bomb. Thank you very much, Damon, for that super chat. Damon, hermano, ese Damon es increíble, hermano. 10 pesos lo mandó. Increíble ese Damon. He's unbelievable, that Damon. For real. You know? It's unbelievable. Thank you very much, Damon. You know, thank you very much. I don't want to say no more because I don't want to blow it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Little Raccoon Eyes, you know, the vintage expert. And his pals, you know, with those Muppet boiler room secondary grade watch market dealers and channels, you know. It's unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, he is also pals with the gentleman that wears black t-shirts, black jeans, you know, black Vans skater shoes. He has nippleitis. It's unbelievable. We're talking about no other than Jose Feliciano. Jose Feliciano. You know? What they won't dare to tell you, I will. And I will because I'm stupid like that. Because you guys need to know about these things. Because you're asking me who does more flim-flamming, modern watch dealers or vintage watch dealers. I explained to you already, they're two different animals. Catch me if you can, watch dealers, Bernie Madoff watch dealers. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, Damon. I don't want to say too much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that this vintage business is another animal. It's another animal. This little raccoon eyes must be 5'6", 5'5", weighs a buck 46. It's unbelievable. This little raccoon eyes has done unbelievable things in the vintage world. Unbelievable. This little raccoon eyes has been able to dig and find, como los huevos de oro, the golden eggs, golden eggs, the eggs, I don't know, los huevos de oro, you know what I'm trying to say, ¿cómo se llama eso? Los huevos de oro, la gallina, the chicken, the hen, unbelievable. This little raccoon eyes, has been able to find watches like a Paul Newman, double signature Tiffany, Paul Newman, double signature Tiffany. And ladies and gentlemen, that little raccoon eyes that hangs out, with Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, with Jose Feliciano Nipolitis, he has sold that watch. Listen and learn, because they're not going to tell you this, but I will. I will, because I'm stupid like that. 31 organic subscribers, 15 thumbs up. That's okay. They're going to stay there. And he sold that watch to no other than rap mogul, el rap, ¿verdad? Rap, el rapero como el tipo ese, Bad Bunny. Unbelievable. He sold that Rolex Daytona Paul Newman double signature, Tiffany, to, that rap mogul. He's a billionaire, that rap mogul. He's a billionaire. This is so you can see where these vintage watch dealers, they can weasel themselves. He sold that watch, that Daytona double signature Tiffany, to no other than the rapper Jay-Z. ZJ. I don't know, the rapper Jay-Z. He's married with that girl. If you want to put a ring on it, that girl, that lady that she sings to, That raccoon eye sold that watch to that rapper. I'm telling you, these people are unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, I keep on telling you that this business is full, lleno, full of grifters, hoodwinks, hucksters, you understand? Scammers, they're everywhere. They're like the Walking Dead. But I'm telling you, the vintage watch dealers le meten 60 patas a los modern dealers. The vintage watch dealers will give them 50 kicks in the buttocks to the modern watch dealers. These people are, they're monsters. These people are like selling Picasso, Monet, Van Gogh, Goya, monstros, monsters. And he sold that watch to that mogul rapper, Jay-Z, ZJ, I don't know his name, unbelievable, for a lot of money. Remember the name, ZJ. But he's unbelievable. This raccoon, little raccoon eyes, he's unbelievable. He's a lucky man. And again, he hit the golden egg again. He hit it again. And he found a beautiful Rolex Daytona. Rolex Daytona. Yellow gold, 18 karat. And it had Unbelievable. These people are unbelievable. I don't know how they do it, but they're unbelievable. It had a conjure. You know conjure? Conjure. It had a conjure dial, you know? Conjure. You know what conjure is? It's unbelievable, you know? You found the story? Remember this, you do this always, conjure. You know? For Oman. You know Oman? You know Oman. And all these people, somehow, they all have a conjure, you know? You know? Deputy Boxing Black Eyes has a conjure. You understand me? They all have conjure. So he found this watch. Unbelievable. He found it. And it's unbelievable. You know, social media is a very dangerous, place to, be putting a lot of things. You know, you got to be real wise before you put things on your platforms because they're going to catch you. There's always somebody out there, Big Brother. Big Brother. You understand me? Like the Bilderbergers, BlackRock, Rothschilds, Big Brother. They're watching you. So Little Raccoon Eyes, when he gets the watch, he puts it out there as basically a Daytona 18 karat gold with a Black Sigma dial. Listen and learn. With a Black Sigma dial. He puts it out there. These people are cretins, man. They're animals. They're monsters. Monsters. So when he puts it out there, he puts it in his page and he gets like, I don't know, 100,000 likes. And, people calling him up and that because he got something special. But the only problem was that when he put it up on his page, Little Raccoon Eyes, when he put it up, he just put it with a Black Sigma dial, from the 70s. Beautiful Daytona, beautiful. So time, the people talk about the watch and everything cooled off. And suddenly, I'm gonna tell you something. I gotta tell you something. When you see in vintage watches dents, scratches, listen and learn. When you see in vintage watches dents, scratches, dings, dongs, that is in the vintage world, like, listen and learn, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's going to tell you this, but I will because I'm stupid. That's like fingerprints. You understand me? In vintage watches, Rolex, so we were talking about Rolex. When you see ding, dong, scratches, this, that, those are fingerprints. Those are fingerprints in the vintage world. So when he put up that watch, he put it up with all the fingerprints, all the dings and dongs with the Sigma dial. If somebody's watching you, somebody's watching you. So some time went away and suddenly, you know it, Damon. It's, you guys do whatever you want. You guys do whatever you want. I give it to you like it is. I give it to the way it is. Don't forget, those dings, scratches, whatever you want to call it, those are fingerprints in the vintage world. It's unbelievable. You got to know about this. You got to breathe this. You got to sleep it. Like sweet Tito does. He sleeps it. Unbelievable. So he had all his glory with that watch. had all his glory. And suddenly the watch came back. That same watch came back. Don't forget about the fingerprints. Nobody's going to tell you a story the way I tell you a story. I mean, you can be assured of that. I'm going to tell you different, different the way it is, but it's the same thing. The watch came back. And that watch suddenly, you know what it had? It had a conjure dial. It had a conjure dial. Listen and learn. Remember, it has fingerprints already. Fingerprints. And somebody was watching when the watch came back with those, fingerprints in the conjure dial. Understand me? This is unbelievable what I'm trying to tell you. And this happens to who? To window lickers, lollipop suckers, palmolive dish lickers, crayon eaters, cow tippers, possum kickers. This is what happens. It came back. Little raccoon eyes came back with that same watch, claiming that it was a conjure dial. Unbelievable. I think this video is gonna go viral. I think it's gonna go viral. It's gonna go viral. 38 organic subscribers, 19 thumbs up, Kino. It's unbelievable. With the knowledge that I'm dropping. But you know what? You'll run when you see Deputy Boxing Black Eyes Channel 1, you run over there. When you see the Warriors Fat Bastard, you run over there. When you see Little Raccoon Eyes, you go over there. No, you go there. You go over there. And when you see also the Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo, you go there. And the other one too, that was also a vintage, genius. You know who Kakai is? Kakai. He's from over there, from Dallas. Kakai. His eye was looking that way. He was the partner of, trucking sweat stained hand with jumbo whiteout ears, small little hands, small feet. You understand me? Skin tight leotard jeans. 5 feet 1 inch. Papi, I'm going to give it to you the way it is. 38, 20 thumbs up. You know what? Let me explain to you. Those people that are there, they're not even subscribers of mine. They come to, they come to, Papi, I give it to you the way it is. Nobody's going to give it to you the way I'm going to give it to you. And then you see those channels over there just giving you the sketch. I mean, I ain't got nothing against that. I applaud them. If you can do it, you can do it. They get all the super thanks. Super thanks, this, thanks, that. For what? What do they give you? You know what they give you? This is what they give you. They give you the logo. They're not like us. They're not like us. Like the song. They're not like us. They're not like us. All the way up. All the way up. They're not like us. They're not like us. Because I give it to you. Exactly, facts. You understand? The coin flipping days are over. $5,000 coin flipping are over. There's no more SBA loans. Get it through your head. Get it through your head. There's no more PPP loans. No more government grants. No more stimulus checks. Hay que pinchar. Hay que trabajar. You got to work. Like me and Sweet Kid Kino. Kino today has thin set. You know what thin set is? It's what we use to put the towel. Unbelievable. I mean, es lo que hay, papi. No hay dinero. No hay plata, no hay cuarto, no hay chelo. No hay chavo. And what do we get? We get the short end of the stick. But you know what? We don't care because we're stupid like that. We give it to you. So the watch suddenly appeared, with this on it, on the dial. Unbelievable, that little raccoon eyes. Little raccoon eyes is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And like I'm telling you, this is like a little gang, Like I'm telling you again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, grifters of a feather grift together. Papi. This is when they ask me, so why don't you sell watches? Why don't you buy watches from people? Oh, Papi, that's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I don't want to tell you what this is full of. For another day, I'll tell you what it's full of. Another day, I'll tell you what it's full of. But now, we're going to talk about this guy. Understand me? You understand me? You understand me, yes or no? Kino 40 es la única persona, no me molestes más, la única persona ha sido Damon. Porque Damon entiende. Damon es un hombre intelectual. Damon es un hombre brillante. Estos son lambones. Lambones que vienen a aprender aquí de gratis. Lambones to come here to learn for free. But not Damon. No, not Damon. Damon understands what I'm dropping. What I'm dropping is heavy stuff. If you think that there are flim-flammers, hucksters and hoodwinks, if you think in modern watches, Papi, you don't have an idea what is in the vintage world. Those people will really take off your socks without taking off your shoes. As a matter of fact, they'll blow in your feet while they take off your socks. So you don't feel it. You understand me? They blow and take it off. You don't feel it. And they're so good that they will put another pair of socks back on and you don't even feel it. You don't know about this. You don't know about this. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. Like the song. They're not like us. Like the song. But somebody's always watching. Somebody's always watching. And somebody's taking I don't know how you say that in the phone. When you have a picture, Snapchat, how you do that? When you take a snap, ¿cómo se llama eso? You know about it. And they take the picture and they put it away for a rainy day. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the guy put it away and suddenly the watch came back. Little raccoon eyes. Put it back again, now with this. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this. Little raccoon eyes sold that watch, with a fake dial made in Italia, in Italia. They're the best, but it didn't come out the best, it didn't come out. Some big shot was watching, and when they put it back up, and they said that the watch sold. It sold. You're not going to believe how much it sold for. This is what I'm trying to tell you. That, Papa, you got to be, to be in that level, you got to be, you cannot be catch me if you can level. If you're catch me if you can level, you can't be there. You got to be like sweet cake. You gotta be like sweet kid keto, Bob. I'm dropping too much knowledge, Poppy. They put me on silence there for 10 seconds, just to let you all know. I'm gonna make this quick so we can finish this. I'm gonna make it quick. Oh my God. I can, you know, me puedes quitar. Claro. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This is the #1 watch channel in the world. You know, it's been chosen by no other than Fudinki. Fudinki. You saw what happened. I'm gonna slow down because you know. So that watch sold. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't want to come out of character, but thank you so much, Matt. Thank you so much. So that watch, it's incredible. That watch sold for no other than. Oh, I'll tell you the best part after. It sold for 700,000 maracas. 700. Mira, 700. Sitting in the car. Ding, 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 ding. $700,000. I have right now 46 organic subscribers, 25 likes. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. That's how it is. It was sold for $700,000. And the guy that I told you that was watching, you know, that did that thing, the Snapchat, you know, he went back. Are you forgetting about what vintage watches have? They have scratches, ding, dongs, dents. And those are the fingerprints of a vintage watch. And the guy just looked at the picture and looked at the conjure and he said, wow, I got a Fugazi. I have a Fugazi. I just caught somebody. I just caught somebody. And the guy threw him under the bus. He threw Raccoon, Little Raccoon Eyes. Don't forget his name. Little Raccoon, Raccoon, you know, Raccoon, Raccoon Eyes under the bus. Person paid $700,000. The watch, the bracelet, the casing, the movement, it was all real. But I have told all of you many, many times, and I thank you very much, Google. Thank you very much. I have told you many, many times. You're not going to believe this. The most important thing, you're going to say, but how can that be? The most important thing a watch has is the dial, is the Picasso, is the Van Gogh, is the Monet, Joan Miró. You understand me? You understand me? El corazón, papi. El corazón. And the guy threw him under the bus. Made a couple of phone calls all over the world because these people that buy these watches, these people are not the ones that are driving around the Ferrari Enzo or the F40 or the Porsche. These people don't even want to be seen. These people don't want to be seen. These are, so you understand me. This is JP Morgan material. You understand me? To them, the $700,000, it means jack shit to them. Oh, I just came out of character. I'm sorry. It means jack to them, you know? It's the issue of having that conjure. Understand me? It's the more of that. And it's unbelievable, you know? They went crazy. Everybody went nuts. The conjure is fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's a fugazi. Little Raccoon Eye. He did it. You know, Little Raccoon Eye did it. But you know what's the most stunning part of all this? Because I told you a story. I told you a story. You know, Sandro. Remember Sandro? Sandro, the watch collector from Italy. You know, they send all those dials to be, be done by the experts over there. Sandro. They pay. You know how much they pay to make that conjure dial? You know, they take off a cosmograph, those official certified. They take all that out, They get another dial. They take all those words, those words, I don't know what they say here, certified, cosmograph, all that. They take it out. They make room. You understand me? Listen and learn. Listen and learn. To make room, to put the conjurer stamp, And it costs to make that. It costs to make that. Are you ready for this? Do you guys want to know or you guys don't want to know? I'm going to drink some water. You got to write down if you want to know. Yeah, you got to write down. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. It's embarrassing what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's embarrassing. We have so many lollipop suckers. But these people are not lollipop suckers. These people, I'm telling you, this is J.P. Morgan material, You understand me? Rockefeller. People you can't see never. They're like ghosts. You don't see these people. These are the people that buy these watches. Not the ones that are in the Ferrari F40 Enzo. No. Not even that rapper, The rapper, not even that rapper. These are different. These people are the owners of the world that buy these watches. So it's dangerous. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. You can slip and fall in the bathroom. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. That dial will cost you, I'm embarrassed to tell you, like $200. $200 on a watch that was sold for $700,000. $700,000. That's right. The watch was sold for $700,000, and the dial that was made, it took off, certified, all those fancy words the Rolex Daytona has, to make room to put the $200. And they sold one of the Rockefellers that watch for $700,000. I'm only kidding when I say Rockefeller, so you understand what I'm trying to say. These people have the real money. You don't even see them. So that's the story, ladies and gentlemen, of what's going on with vintage watches. Don't think for a moment, let me tell you, this is why you hear people out there, like, you hear promoting it real strong. An example, like that gentleman, Eugene, Eugene, the Buffalo Park Ranger, promotes, those vintage watches because it's a dirty business. It's a dirty business. And they will get you like this. Real hard. Real deep it'll go in. Real deep. Real deep. Real deep. And I'm going to say something else now. You know that rap mogul? No es mogul, ¿verdad? Dice mogul, rap, rapero. Como Bad Bunny. Como el de Bad Bunny. That rap mogul, That rap mogul, not Dr. Dre, no, not Dr. Dre. Se me olvidó el nombre del tipo ahora. The rapper, the rap mogul, his name is Jay-Z. And if I was you, Jay-Z, you know, and that little raccoon eyes saw you that Daytona, Paul Newman, you know, double stamp signature, you know, and you have a song, you might have now in that song 99 problems. You might have 99 problems now. You might have seriously 99 problems with that little raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. You might have the 99 problems. I know what I'm telling you. I know. I understand. I understand that, you know, look at this. 44 subscribers, 30 thumbs up. We should have there 44 thumbs up. With the knowledge that I just finished dropping on you guys, this video is going to go viral. This video will go viral. Every single vintage watch dealer that's a Bernie Madoff level watch dealer is going to watch this podcast. You know, un podcast. Estos podcasts. They're going to watch and learn. They're going to listen and learn how you deliver a story. How you deliver a story. If you want to hear the real story, you Google it. Because I'm not going to tell you the real story. I know the real story. But this is the way I deliver it. I deliver it this way. No, Kino, déjame. No te metas en esto, Kino. No te metas. Kino, no te metas. No te metas en esto, Kino. No te metas en esto, Kino. No te metas. Esto es para grande. Esto es para macho. Esto es para macho, papi. We're number one. Sweet King Kino's the brains, and I'm the voice. I'm telling you what it is. They're gonna come to this channel. We gotta go see that guy, bro. We gotta go see that guy. We gotta go see Kino. We gotta go see Joaquin. You know, we gotta go see him. So now you know that rap mogul has 99 problems. The rap mogul, you know, the rap mogul, Jay-Z, he truly has 99 problems when he purchased that watch by no other than, you know, little raccoon eyes. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, little raccoon eyes is best buddy of Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, you know, Jose Feliciano with the nippleitis. You understand me? Remember I told you at the beginning of this show, grifters of a feather grift together. And that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's my story for you guys. I feel today so can I say? I feel today that I have spoken to you something that, you know, that I believe that you guys should know, because, you know, anybody can be a great watch market leader, you know, selling this watch, you know, that. Pero papi, anybody can be one of those great watch market leaders. But selling vintage watches, you know, you gotta be something unbelievable. You gotta, you know, they were the last ones to say, well, these people, they're not flim flammers, they're not grifters. No, papi, they're there too. They're there. They're there, like you won't believe it. And I already tell you, this is why people want to get in that business. You know, they want to get in that business because that's where the Picasso is at. That's it. You hit a home run, that's it. I told you what that guy over there, Sandro, Italian Sandro, he sold a Rolex Daytona Cosmograph Yacht Master with a $200 dial for $2 million. $2 million, Papi. I want you guys, when you leave now, you 43, when you leave, you leave out of here smarter. And you say to yourself, God damn, that Juan Felipe, he is something else. He tells you the story, he gives it to you in a funny way and this, but he's telling you he's going deeper, deeper. But I'm telling you, when you're dealing with those people, you're dealing with, BlackRock, Bilderbergers, Rockefellers, JP Morgan, Rothschilds, Flagler, Flagler train, Vanderbilt. You understand me? Be careful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoy this Watch Market Update show and you learn something. All right, guys? Remember, do me a favor. If you want to cooperate with this channel, you can cooperate by giving us a like, by subscribing, by leaving comments, all that good stuff. Good or bad, we don't care. As long as you don't go, cycle. You don't go cycle, you're good to go. All right, guys? Don't forget that, to do all that for us, because, the more you guys do that to us, the more we get excited and we keep on bringing you knowledge and things that are for real. I want you to know, because I say a lot of things in a jokeable way, in a funny way, but I can promise you that what I told you is just basically 100%, or let's just say 99% true, what I told you. Okay, guys? And you can take it, you can look into it, you can study it, and then you can thank me later on. Right, guys? Anyway, like me and Sweet Kid Kino will say always to you guys, take care and brush your hair. Peace. Conjure! Take care, guys. ¿Cómo quito esto, Kino? ¿Lo quito no? Thank you for your support. I forgot to say that. Thank you for your support, all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you.